Hey, it's Michelle coming to you with some kitchen inspiration, making an easy but delicious dinner tonight. I'm preheating my Deluxe Electric Grill and Griddle, and that's where my dinner is going to be made. And that's the beep saying that it's preheated, which is great. Okay, so I've got some mushrooms. I'm using my Santoku knife. I'm going to give them a quick chop. These are giant. I don't know why they're so big, but otherwise I would have used my cup slicer, but they were so large that I had to cut them in half anyway. So they're like almost stuffing size mushrooms. So I'm going to put a little bit of olive oil on my griddle. The nice thing about the griddle is that the bottom and the top plates both heat up. So when I'm like this would be kind of equivalent of sauteing peppers and onions, but what I'm just gonna do is put some oil on there, except for this oil's not open. So I realize I have another one. Get this a little bit closer. I'm gonna put a little oil on here. And I'm gonna just drop all my mushrooms on here. I'm gonna kind of spread them out. And they're gonna cook a lot faster than they would in a frying pan because I'm gonna cook them from the top and the bottom. Now I'm gonna go back and slice these onions nice and thin. When I use my Santoku knife, I put my thumb and my forefinger actually on the blade because it gives it nice leverage. And you notice I wasn't carving, I was just kind of slicing straight down. I'm gonna open that back up and add my onions. It already smells good in here. And I'm gonna close that and let that cook for a few minutes. While that's cooking, I'm going to do a couple things. I have a little bowl here with some melted butter and some of our Pampered Chef French onion seasoning in it. So I was kind of letting it mix up. And I have another bowl with some mayonnaise and some more of the French onion seasoning. So these are both going to give it that really good flavor. And I did these ahead because I did them first because I want them to really soften up the seasoning and give it some extra flavor. And then I've got my garlic pressed out, and I'm going to take a couple of cloves of fresh garlic. It's 2 cloves of fresh garlic. Just going to cut them in half and stick them in my garlic press. And I'm going to squeeze these into the bowl that has the butter in it. You don't have to peel this garlic when you're putting it in the garlic press. You just kind of drop it in there. Open it up, and then you pull your skin out. Whoops, put it in the wrong place. And take this garlic that I cut in half and press that in there. And stir that in and let that collect the flavor too. Okay, so while that's working, I'm going to start getting the actual slider parts ready. What I have is a big package of King's Hawaiian rolls. Hawaiian rolls. And I'm just going to grab them out. I love these with this recipe. It gives them that little bit of sweetness. It's such a good contrast to the roast beef and the oops, I guess I forgot to press that button. To the roast beef and the salty, buttery, garlicky stuff. All right, so grabbed my Santoku. No, this is not my Santoku. This is the Santoku. This is the bread knife, and I'm going to slice these horizontally. And I'm not going to separate them because when you're doing sliders, don't separate them because then they're easier to handle. You can make all the sandwiches at once. If you separate them, then you got to make all the sandwiches individually. This way you make them all at once and you cut them apart at the end. Okay, so got, let me put those there. Let's check on the peppers and onions. Ooh, they're looking good. They're starting to get brown, which is perfect. Oops, I must have not done a good job cutting right there. That's okay. All right, so first thing we're gonna do is we're gonna take this French onion seasoning mayonnaise dip and we're gonna spread it all over here. Okay, just use it all. It's about, I don't know, 2/3 of a cup of mayonnaise into this big package. Okay, so it's really a personal preference. But it was a big package. It's like, I think it's 24 rolls. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Yeah, 24 rolls. So about 2/3 of a cup of mayonnaise for 24 rolls. Just to give you an idea. I'm going to use a whole pound of roast beef, and I got boar's head rare roast beef. So, you know, you get whatever you like. If you've made a roast beef recently, you can use that. You know, you can make this like a Plandovers recipe. Okay, put that in there. Now we're gonna grab the roast beef. Grabbed this right from the deli. Get it cooked however you like it, okay? Because it's not gonna really cook, it might cook slightly. So we get it rare because it's going to cook a little bit when the rolls cook, but not a lot. So it should be a nice medium rare then, which is the way we like it. So if you like it well done, buy it well done, or buy it like this and, you know, cook it up in a frying pan before, or on the grill there, before you make the sandwiches. Oh, look, now this stuff isn't nearly as red. I guess this was the end. All right, so I'm just kind of spreading this evenly. This isn't an exact science. This is just a sandwich, okay? That's what we're making. It's just a fancy sandwich. A fancy grilled sandwich. Just gonna kind of lay these over there. And the other thing I have to put in here is provolone cheese. So I'm gonna put some provolone over here. I'm gonna have to overlap it a little because it is, you know, kind of an odd shape. Just gonna put a layer of provolone there. Crud. Oh, it didn't fall, luckily. There we go. Okay, so now I'm gonna open this up, and my peppers and onions are pretty well cooked. They look like they're nice and soft and brown. Yeah, they're perfect. A few of them are stuck up there. They look terrific. Okay. So first thing I'm going to do is hit cancel on this, because next thing I want to do is I want to change the temperature. Whoops. That was the time. I want to leave the time. I'm going to lower this temperature a whole bunch to about 300 degrees. Okay, because I started out at 450. 325 is probably good. Because I wanted to cook those peppers and onions quickly and get them nice and brown, but we don't want the temperature that high when we go to put the sandwich back in, because you'll burn the bottom then, okay? Now you can change this so that your temperature on your grill is different, because this grill will actually fold flat. Right now I'm using it like a panini press, right? So it's folding on top of each other, which is great for making sandwiches. That's how you would use it when you have the waffle plates in. And if I'm doing a pizza, I would use it like this so it would cook the top. But if I'm doing, if I'm making pancakes, I'm gonna fold it flat so that you have two flat pieces and not one that's folding over, okay? And when you do that, say I wanna make pancakes on one side and bacon on the other, I might want two different temperatures. And you can do that. You can set the plates at different temperatures so you can cook two different foods at the same time. All right, I'm leaving that open because, you know, it's preheating, but really what it's doing is cooling off to a different temperature. All right, so I got that in there. Now I'm gonna put the top of these rolls back on, and we're gonna dress them up with the butter garlic seasoning mixture using my chef silicone basting brush. I'm gonna give that a good stir. this is such a good part of this recipe. It really makes it taste yummy. So we're gonna take this and spread it over the top of these rolls. And then we're gonna put them back in here, I don't know, for about 2.5 or 3 minutes. Put the whole sandwich back in there. And we're gonna put the top down and press it down a little so it kind of paninis, right? And it's gonna make these really yummy roast beef French onion sliders that are just fabulous. They're so good that I go in the fridge and eat the leftovers cold. Like, they don't even need to be heated up. That's how good they are. So it's just a terrific flavor with the salty seasoning and salty butter, and then the sweet rolls. So hope you enjoyed this recipe. If you liked it, it is public, so go ahead and hit share and it will go on your timeline so your friends get to see it. Thanks so much. Have a great evening.